4.3 billion people live across this vast continent called Asia, and we are telling their stories. On this edition, Battling Polio, health workers defy danger to put an end to polio in Pakistan. And dry no more. Clean water starts to flow to some of Cambodia's poorest rural communities. I'm Daniel Khan, and this is Assignment Asia. Welcome to the program. Asia faces some of the world's most pressing problems, such as poverty and disease. But on this episode, we tell the story of the people and institutions working hard to eradicate them. Polio is still endemic here in Pakistan, one of only 2 places in the world where it is so. Worse, health workers who are vaccinating children are under attack from hostile forces. But as I discovered in Balochistan, the workers remain undaunted, raising hopes the country would soon be able to get rid of the disease.
जिंदगी कसम से सिकट भी मेरे पे मर जाता है रोज मैं मरता हूँ कसम से अगर आपको देखा जाए ना अगर आप सुना जाए अगर जो सुन रहे हैं ना मेरा जिंदगी नहीं कसम से कुत्ते की तरह जैसे है कुत्ते का भी अच्छा है कसम से मैं एक पानी के लिए भी तरसता हूँ
SAMI-ULLAH was diagnosed with polio 15 years ago. 2 years later, his younger sister was 2. In a country where polio is still an endemic viral infection, Sami and his sister have little hope. They say their mother is the only person who gives them a reason to live.
मेरी जिंदगी जो है ना अम्मी से जुड़ा हुआ है मेरे पाँव मेरा हाथ दोनों अम्मी है अम्मी मेरे को सुलाता है अम्मी मेरे को उठाता है अम्मी मेरा डाक छोटा डाक बड़ा डाक छोटा टकी बड़ा टकी वो सब मेरा अम्मी करती है और बिस्तर भी सुलाती है मेरे को कसम नना मुन्ना बचा नहीं नना मुन्ना कसम ऐसे लोगों को ऐसे मेरे को सुलाती है
Sami has 4 brothers. They don't like talking to or even just laying eyes on him. To them, Sami and his sister are a burden.
سيكون كوشش تبغى دقة في كوما ده يأتي خبز
अकेला इस कैमरे में पड़ा था कोई भी नहीं बस ये बात ही मैंने ज़हन में दोबारा आया ना जब उसने मेरे को कहा कि आपको शूट कर दूंगा ऐसा कर दूंगा आपको मार डालूंगा आपको बार फेंकूंगा आप भीख मांगो ऐसा करो इधर जाओ उधर जाओ आपकी जैसी माजूर भीख मांगती है सड़कों पे पड़ा रहती है
There are thousands of cases similar to Sami's, as Pakistan remains one of only 2 countries in the world where polio is endemic as of 2016. The other one is its neighbor, Afghanistan. In 2015, there were 38 documented cases of wild polio virus in Pakistan. Severe poverty, unhygienic living conditions, and limited access to clean drinking water have added to the spread of the virus. In many impoverished areas of Balochistan, people still rely on an open sewerage system which attracts diseases. Pakistan had the world's highest number of polio cases in 2014, and the number could be higher if not for people like Dr. Masood Khan Jogizai. He's on a mission to eradicate polio from his home province.
When National Emergency Action Plan for Polio Eradication Initiative was launched in 2011, that year we had 73 confirmed wild polio virus cases in Balochistan, and mostly from Quetta, Pishin and Kila Abdullah, and then it spreads to the other districts of Balochistan as well. Around 14 infected districts we had. We have also started in 4 union councils of Pishin, which is called a CCPV, Continuous Community Protected Vaccination Drive in 4 union councils of Pishin, where the community health volunteers, they go door-to-door campaign, and this is a very successful strategy.
Apart from employing community volunteers, the local administration has set up areas for vaccinating children at various crossroads linking different districts of Balochistan.
This is the permanent transit point in the district of Pashin, about 40 kilometers away from the city of Quetta. Nearly 400 to 500 children are vaccinated at this transit point every single day.
Cars and buses are stopped. Children are vaccinated and their fingers marked. The practice has been going on for 4 years, supported by law enforcement agencies. But it operates in the face of danger. Militant attacks on polio teams claimed by the Taliban are common.
They think that it's something fishy business is carrying out by the international organization and with support of the government, and that's why they resented it, and sometimes they find soft target of the security personnel. They think that each polio worker is accompanied by the law enforcing agencies, so it's a soft target for them to take revenge from the law enforcing agencies, from the government.
Polio health workers and security personnel have been targeted by militant attacks in the recent past, and therefore strict security measures have been taken. The polio workers will be accompanied by at least 2 security personnel in today's drive.
But despite security arrangements, health workers are mindful that threats are always imminent.
खौफ तो है लेकिन बहुत ज़्यादा, लेकिन जब हम हेल्थ वर्कर हैं तो हमारे तो ड्यूटी हमने तो करना है लाजमी। जो वॉलंटियर है वो काफ़ी छोड़ के चली गई हैं, जो पुरानी थी, जो उनके फिर घरों से भी इजाज़त नहीं है। जब ये हुआ हमारी हेल्थ वर्करों पे हुआ है ना, उनको तो मार दिया बकायदा हेल्थ वर्कर को फायरिंग करके। मेरा बेटा खुद कहता है कि आप मत जाओ, मम्मी खैर है पोलियो क्या करना, लाजमी तो नहीं है, लेकिन फिर हम कहते हैं कि नहीं हमारा फ़र्ज़ भी है, हमने काम भी करना है, ज़ाहिर है हर बच्चे को पोलियो से बचाना।
They also face challenges dealing with a culture that views vaccinations negatively.
This is supposed to be the most difficult part of the world regarding polio eradication, a very tough area to work. People are not so cooperative here.
In a largely conservative society, women are not allowed to leave their homes without a male member. A headache for the local administration, as male medical officers could not enter homes to vaccinate children.
This was the biggest challenge for me in Pashin, to aware them, to convince them to go out for polio as a team member. And alhamdulillah, I have been so successful in this regard. When I started my first campaign, there was only 15% ratio of female participation in campaign. Today, alhamdulillah, I have 60% female participation.
And then there are those who refuse to have their children vaccinated despite the threat of lifelong paralysis.
लोगों ने कहा था कि इसका कोई मतलब ये नस्ल ख़त्म कर रहा है और पैदाइशी मतलब ये जो कतरे फैला रहे हैं ये जो है ना सही नहीं है, तो इस वजह से हम लोगों ने बोला भाई अल्फाल को देना ही नहीं चाहिए। फिर मैंने और भाई ने भी कहा था कि ये चीज़ें जो है ना सही नहीं है जो आप दे रहे हैं कतरा वगैरह, कुछ लोगों ने शिकायत भी की थी, तो इस वजह से हम लोगों ने बोला भाई अल्फाल देना ही नहीं है।
In 2011, the US Central Intelligence Agency employed the services of a Pakistani doctor, Shakil Afridi, and local health officials to stage a fake vaccination campaign in an effort to confirm Osama bin Laden's location in the Pakistani city of Abbottabad. The CIA wanted to collect DNA samples of Osama bin Laden's children. Years later, the fake vaccination's effects could still be felt across Pakistan. Many people view vaccinations with suspicion and distrust.
People have been told that it's a conspiracy or stuff like that, told by their scholars, their local religious persons, that this is not religiously allowed. One of the reasons is religious, and that religious refusals are the most chronic ones. It's really hard to cover them. It's really hard to convince them, to mobilize them, to motivate them.
But Sami hopes the mindset would change. and that children would have a life he couldn't have.
अगर मैं नॉर्मल होता ठीक ठाक होता तो मैं इधर सब लोगों के लिए ये तालीम का ये पोलियो का ये पोलियो लोगों पहले तो ये लोगों को ये यकीन दिलाता कि कोई भी अगर कहे कि पोलियो ऐसा है वैसा है ऐसा है ना ये गलत काम है आप लोगों का गलत फैमिली है उसके बारे में ये कहते हैं पोलियो जो है ना ये लोग कहते हैं हमारे मोहल्ले वाले वो बेईमान हो गए उसका ईमान नहीं होगा ऐसा होगा वो इस्लाम को नहीं समझेगा इस्लाम को अच्छी तरीके से नहीं हैंडल कर सकेगा कि इस्लाम को भला कहेगा कि ऐसा है वैसा है ना.
In more troubled areas where people refuse vaccines on religious grounds, like in Afghan refugee camps, the administration mobilized local influencers and religious scholars.
چې باید پولیو څاڅکي و ماشومان ته ورکول سي ځکه دا د مختلفو ناروغیو د مخنیوي سبب ګرځي مثلا فلج دی په انسان باندې چې کوم فلج راځي دا فلج که چیرې دغه پولیو ورکول سي ماشوم ته.
Deputy Commissioner of Quetta has made a refusal committee. They visit the houses on the behalf of the administration. They try to convince them. But even if still they are refusing, then the basic utility has been disconnected for a day or two so that these people know the intensity of the polio eradication initiative.
Dr. Masood says their methods have led to a decrease in the number of people who refuse to be vaccinated.
Final the data tell us that the number of refusals are just in few thousands, and the total number of the target children in Balochistan are 2.3 to 2.4 million. So the refusal are just 10,000, 15,000 at the end of the campaign.
But another challenge for health workers is the movement of people between Pakistan and Afghanistan.
This is the Pak-Afghan border at the city of Chaman, and at least 25,000 people cross the border every single day. And experts say that this movement affects the polio campaign significantly because already in 2016, at least 5 polio cases have been reported in Afghanistan.
In early 2016, Pakistan announced a target of eradicating polio by the end of the year, a goal that now seems unlikely.
पहले हम ये समझ रहे थे कि शायद ये हमारा लास्ट कैंपेन होगा ये मई 2016 का, लेकिन अभी 2-3 दिन पहले हमारे चीफ सेक्रेटरी के साथ मीटिंग थी, उसमें हमें बताया गया कि 2017 का भी प्लान आ गया, शेड्यूल आ गया. इट मीन्स कि एक तवील सिलसिला है. जब तक हम पूरे कौम को इस अज़ाब इलाही से निजात नहीं दिलाएंगे, ये कंफर्म नहीं होगा और WHO डिक्लेयर नहीं करेगी कि अब ये पोलियो फ्री जोन डिक्लेयर हुआ, तब तक मेरे ख्याल से ये सिलसिला चलता रहेगा.
SAMI-ULLAH faces a lifelong disability, but his sister and mother give him strength. As he endures his condition, he hopes more parents across Pakistan would be open to having their children vaccinated and kept away from a life of hardship and misery.
Pakistan's fight against polio has begun making progress. In June 2016, there was a 57% drop in the number of cases from the same time in the previous year. Coming up, how Cambodia brought clean water to some of its poorest communities. For a long time, potable water has been but a dream for many parts of Cambodia. Some 30 people died every day from diseases caused by dirty water. But the situation is changing. Martin Lowe reports on Cambodia's strides forward in bringing clean water to its people.
Like so many others, this well is almost dry. The little water that remains is far from clean. But for people living in rural Cambodia, open wells are often the only source of water. Villagers come to wells like this one in Siem Reap to fill their containers and carry them home. Mom gets her water from the well. It's 3 kilometers from her house in Songver village. After she struggles to get back, she stores it in stone pots. With water straight from the ground, boiling is the only way she has to try to get rid of bacteria. Figures released by the World Bank in 2008 reveal that almost 10,000 Cambodians, including thousands of young children, die each year from diseases such as dysentery and diarrhea caused by drinking dirty water. This is a country that has never been far from tragedy. In the past, it's been ravaged by war. It's still littered with landmines. Poverty is a constant problem. But right now, the lack of clean water is the #1 issue, with all of the social and health implications that it brings. But things are changing. The United Nations set Cambodia a target to supply clean water to at least half of its rural population by the end of 2015. It was called a Millennium Goal, and the target was met. Here at Piekspia village nearby, they had to dig deep, 250 meters, to find water. Underground water isn't affected by surface contamination and is cleaner than groundwater. The water's pumped up high to a tower, so there's enough pressure to deliver it by plastic pipe to nearby homes. For the first time in her life, 60-year-old Tuok has water from a tap. All she has to do is run it through a filter, and it's safe to drink.
Cứ dương nơi là đâu nè cứ chành giúp lớn cứ mong đập pi giúp bàn cọc ta đón bàn tực màu chà hơi nó không phum nè đal đâu nè cứ không cru sa mùi cứ ăn miên cái lăng tờ na tế cứ trim tờ rô tờ tực chà prua pe ngày lớn dương miên chành tây na rui đôi nè pe cọc pi giúp hơi nâng pe là nghĩa cứ chắp đâm tức vô mà đặt trim nơi tam tìa chà tới chà đa pe dương một đal cầm rong thiệt một đal hơi dương ban tức này mò bị chia chuồn dương cắt bật thoi yang mấy thà dương pe cái đau dương chăng ngút dương bạc tức lớn dương miên tức sầm rạp ngút chà hơi dương cắt bật thoi đôi thà dương mình miên chấn ai pe từ rô đong tức nơi cái lên ngay chả hơi chừng ai bay tranh từ cá chừng ai mà cả lù.
The Cambodian government has been digging thousands of wells, constructing reservoirs and installing water pipes across the country. It's one of the world's poorest nations, but it's spending $1 million a year a figure matched by overseas aid, charities and NGOs to bring clean water to the people.
អ្វីដែលរាជរដ្ឋាភិបាលក៏ដូចជាក្រសួងអភិវឌ្ឍជនបទក៏ដូចជាមន្ទីរអភិវឌ្ឍជនបទខេត្តសៀមរាបបានបម្រើសេវាសាធារណៈពាក់ព័ន្ធទៅនឹងវិស័យផ្គត់ផ្គង់ទឹកស្អាតនិងអនាម័យនេះខ្លួនខ្ញុំផ្ទាល់មានសេចក្តីរីករាយជាទីបំផុតដែលយើងបានផ្ដល់ដល់ប្រជាពលរដ្ឋយើងនៅសមិទ្ធផលទាំងអស់នេះក្នុងការចូលរួមចំណែកជាមួយរាជរដ្ឋាភិបាលកាត់បន្ថយនៅភាពក្រីក្រជូនប្រជាពលរដ្ឋយើងបាទខ្ញុំមានសេចក្តីរីករាយពីពលពេក
Clean water changes lives. It means fewer deaths, less disease, better general health for all. In turn, more attention at school, more productivity at work, and less money having to be spent on health care, both by families and the state. And it's not just about providing water, but ensuring a continuous supply. In the wet season, from May to October, people collect rainwater. They try to make it last the next 6 dry months. But in recent years, there's been less rain. Many believe a result of global warming, and the streams dry up more quickly. Where there is water, like here at Stung Chikreng River, people wash themselves and their clothes. But they also use the same water for drinking and cooking. Now, a $44 million dam is being built. It'll create a vast reservoir, and more than 100 kilometers of canals will carry it to where it's most needed for public consumption and crop irrigation. The work's being carried out by a Chinese company with expertise not available in Cambodia, funded by a low-cost Chinese loan.
水利建设方面呢，是中国应该说在世界上应该是名列前茅的。还有也就是因为这个中柬两国政府在这个对援助柬埔寨这个项目上是援助最大的一个国家。中柬两国政府在这个援助主要是援助项目嘛，所以说是中方来援助的。
But in other places, the water has simply disappeared. This is West Barai, a reservoir on the outskirts of Siem Reap city. It's been here hundreds of years. No one's ever seen it like this before. When there's plenty of rainfall, this enormous reservoir would be full of water, in some places 10 meters deep. Today, as far as the eye can see, it's almost completely empty. On land normally underwater, they're growing rice. Nearby, the wells and waterways are also dry, and people are going thirsty. Cambodian authorities have begun emergency water deliveries, something unheard of in the past. Before, people had to cope as best they could. Tankers carry clean water to affected areas and distribute it to those in need.
ជូនបងប្អូនប្រជាពលរដ្ឋដែលមានការខ្វះខាតហើយនៅក្នុងក្រុងសៀមរាបរបស់យើងនេះគឺមាននឹងសង្កាត់ទឹកវិលមួយនេះបាទប៉ះពាល់4ភូមិដែលបងប្អូនប្រជាពលរដ្ឋលោកត្រូវការទឹកខ្វះខាតនេះហើយទីនេះគឺនៅក្នុងភូមិព្រៃថ្មីក៏ដូចជាភូមិទឹកវិលដែលមុនចូលឆ្នាំនេះគឺថាមានការខ្វះខាតច្រើនហើយកិច្ចការងារនេះគឺក្រុមការងាររបស់យើងបានមានចំណាត់ការក្នុងការចែកចាយទឹកជូនបងប្អូនប្រជាពលរដ្ឋធ្វើយ៉ាងណាដើម្បីឲ្យគាត់មានលទ្ធភាពក្នុងការប្រើប្រាស់ទឹកក៏ដូចជាប្រើប្រាស់ទឹកស្អាតដោះស្រាយជូនប្រជាពលរដ្ឋដែលបានទាន់ពេលវេលា
With clean running water now available, the government's also been able to bring toilets to more than 4 in 10 households to address poor sanitation, another major cause of illness. Just 10 years ago, Cambodia was the only country outside Africa where less than 1 in 5 people had access to washing facilities and latrines. But many still practice open defecation here, as they've done for centuries. All around there are trees and bushes. This is where people go to the toilet. In some villages, 80% of people have never used a formal toilet or latrine. Even now, when toilets are starting to be built, most people don't use them. It's simply not natural for them. But human waste is toxic. Just 1 gram can contain millions of viruses. A program to educate people about health risks has been launched, but it'll take time to change the habits of generations. Much progress has been made, but there's still more to do. The government hopes to make clean water available to every household within a decade.
នេះជាគោលដៅរបស់រាជរដ្ឋាភិបាលនៅឆ្នាំ2025ទឹកហើយនិងអនាម័យគឺជាការបដិញ្ញាចិត្តរបស់រាជរដ្ឋាភិបាលទឹកហើយនិងអនាម័យនៅតំបន់ជនបទត្រូវតែគ្របដណ្ដប់ឲ្យបាន 100% ហើយយើងទាំងអស់គ្នាសង្ឃឹមរំពឹងទុកថាពិតជាបានជោគជ័យ
Many doubted Cambodia would come this far. That millennium goal seemed out of reach just 5 years ago. But a determined effort by government, banks, countries, charities, NGOs, even individuals, has seen great advances. The United Nations has declared access to clean water a basic human right. It's a right more and more Cambodians are now enjoying than ever before. For Assignment Asia, I'm Martin Lowe in northern Cambodia.
The Cambodian government says it still has a long way to go, as more than 6 million people, or half of the country's rural population, still do not have access to clean water. You can learn more about this and all the stories on today's program on our website www.assignment-asia.com. That's all the time we have for this week. I'm Daniel Khan. Thanks for watching and join us again on Assignment Asia. Share your thoughts and contribute story ideas for future shows by contacting us on social media.